Hey everybody, I wrote a Diary of a Wimpy Kid fan fiction slash horror story slash creepypasta, whatever you want to call it. So, I'm gonna read it. I was thinking of doing it in text-to-speech, but I figured it'd probably be a little better if I do it myself. I don't know. Let me know. But yeah, it's a Halloween-based one. As you can see from the video title, it's called Greg's Halloween in Hell. So, but yeah. I don't know how long that's gonna be, but I'm gonna try to do this all in one take. So if I mess up or something, just it is what it is. Alright. Monday. I can't believe Manny snitched to Mom about the cat femboy costumes me and Rolly had planned to wear for Halloween this weekend. One of these days he's gonna cross the wrong person and end up dead in a ditch somewhere downtown. I swear to God. Mom said I can't go trick-or-treating anymore anyway due to being too unpredictable. You see, last year during Rolly and I's trip around town, I decided to sneak into a house down the street to grab some extra candy from the bowl. We both thought this was a flawless plan until we realized we stumbled into the lair of that villain from Terrifier. I don't know his name because Mom won't let me watch it. He had a dead body laying on the table that looked like one of our school teachers. Me personally, I wasn't scared, but Rolly booked it out of there faster than SpongeBob and Cook a Krabby Patty, so I followed suit, making sure that there weren't any girls around to laugh. We don't need another one of those, "Gosh, did Greg just poop his pants during a dodgeball type incident?" I still haven't lived that one down. It's not my fault Ashley hit me in the stomach with a ball when I was holding it in all day. I'm laughing at my own thing, own story. I don't dare step into the school restrooms anymore with all those weird goth kids. With what all those weird goth kids claim they're summoning in there. Anyway, I have to go give Manny a black eye for telling Mom on me. Dirty bastard won't listen. Tuesday. Well, I think I messed up. The black eye I gave Manny for snitching has gotten my parents in trouble with CPS, and they're coming later to investigate. Honestly, I hope they take Manny away forever. That little fool would be shook out of his mind in a foster home. Hopefully he goes to one with a giant pit bull that eats him alive. Will be better than he deserves. CPS just left. Turns out they won't be taking Manny away for some time, at least. I managed to get away with hitting Manny, though, so it's not all bad. Can't win 'em all, I guess. School was chill today, but I have to come up with a way to get my cat femboy costume without Mom noticing. I was thinking of venturing into the restroom during lunch break to see if the goth kids could help. But they're always wearing cat ears, tails, and whatever else, I don't want to know. Rolly says it's an awful idea, but should I take advice from a dude who still has training wheels on his bike and has hemorrhoids? Don't ask how I know that second one. It's Tuesday, so I have plenty of time to think about it, but I'm a man of action, so tomorrow it is. Wednesday. Alright, the goth kids are a lot more disturbing than I was led to believe. I went into the restroom during lunch to ask if they could help me get a cat femboy costume for trick-or-treat, and there were strange markings all over the floor and walls and stalls. They looked like rune markings I saw while playing God of War Ragnarok, but I don't know exactly. Apparently they're trying to summon a three-headed dog to rip and tear everyone apart in the school or something. I didn't care to listen to the details and get myself psyched out to ever step back in there. I probably should report this to the police or principal, but at this point, the costume's more important. If my broke-behind parents would buy me a car, I wouldn't have to go through this mess. I could easily sneak it home. But this is my only avenue, as I can't risk Mom and Dad opening the package if I order off Amazon. One of these days I'm going to sue them for opening my mail, but I don't know if they can because I'm still a kid or not. I hear it was illegal to do from some dude at school, but who knows? Those guys also think you can, quote, catch the gay like it's a virus. Anyways, tomorrow is Thursday, so it's time to get serious and see exactly how these goth kids can help me. Thursday. Well, we have a major issue. The goth kids loaned me a cat femboy costume for Halloween, and it's perfect. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with the tail, though. It has a weird plug on the end. Like, what? I'm just going to clip it on the back of my bright pink skirt, and it should be good. I look downright fabulous in this costume, though. I wish I could wear stuff like this more often, but it is what it is. Can't let anyone in the family see it, especially that snitch Manny. He's always snooping around the house, crawling through the vents, spying on us all, but I can't block them off or I won't get AC or heat. I'm certain he's seen some unsettling things over the years, but it's his own fault if he ends up with PTSD. These goth kids came through in the clutch today, I tell you what, but there is a downside. They need me to help with a ritual on Halloween, after trick-or-treating is over. I'm thinking of ditching and simply never going back into the restroom at school. Then after I graduate, I can put it all behind me. Easy, right? Well, it would be, if they didn't make me take a blood oath today before leaving with the costume. If I don't perform the ritual before the clock strikes midnight on November 1st, they'll burn down my house. You You might think this is a joke, but ask that the poor Sharad Gupta. He once crossed the Goths by not performing a ritual after they gave him money for a Gatorade out of the vending machine, and his house ended up burnt down and his parents crucified in the front yard. A bit far to go over a Gatorade if you ask me, but Sharad should have known. Saturday is Halloween, so I have one more day to prepare myself. I suppose I could go back out before having used the costume, or I suppose I could back out before having used the costume, but I don't want to risk it. Hell, I don't want to have to explain to Mom and Dad why I'm carrying all my possessions outside in boxes at 11 p.m. on Halloween. Friday. It's settled, I'm going to have to do the ritual. Of course, it's some cheesy, predictable, you have to meet us in the local graveyard type thing. Rolly said he would go with me, but I know he'll chicken out. He wouldn't even sneak into the theater to watch It Chapter 2 with me, so there's no way he'd help with a demon summoning or whatever it is. I hope I get to keep all my candy, though. I have been thinking about dropping it off at home first, but the goth kids have a lookout making sure I don't attempt to run for it. Can't lie, I'm nervous, but what kid wouldn't be? I'm just going to try my best to have an enjoyable trick-or-treat. If I die during the ritual, well, at least I went out with style. Now that I think about it, maybe I should eat some candy beforehand, because if I die, I know that pig Rolly will will take all mine instead of burying my body with it. Some friend, am I right? I should have listened to the goths when they were explaining what I'll have to do. My luck, I'll be out there butt naked in the middle of a pentagram singing a Slipknot song or something. Saturday. Well, boys, it's Halloween. I can't put on my cat femboy costume until I get to Rollies, but I have everything I need tucked into my backpack. Mom and Dad think I'm just going over to game. I even borrowed some of Mom's makeup and lipstick, but I don't know if I'll use it. I think a light touch of red would look good, but we'll see. Rolly already sent me a picture of his costume, and he looks breathtaking. Well, for a kid named Rolly anyway. What type of name is that anyway? I'll likely write in this thing before going to the ritual, but know that if I don't have an entry afterward, I am dead. Please bury me with the sack of candy from Trick or Treat, and don't give any of it to Rolly, Manny, or Roderick. Funny. I haven't even mentioned Roderick here for several days. You see, he became an OnlyFans model and moved out before his 19th birthday. He's still a cool dude, honestly, a great brother, especially compared to that little nerd Manny. Apparently he's making bank because he gave me $100 for my most recent birthday, instead of nothing like usual. I guess a lot of dudes that seem mean or not generous are just broke. I suppose if things go south I'll have to call him for help. Hopefully he's not in the middle of shooting content. I'm going to take off to Raleigh's now. I'll try to write in this one last time before heading to the ritual. Oh man, did I score this Halloween. Not only do I look hot as hell and got hella candy, but I got to make out with Holly Hills. Who knew she was into cat femboys? Sucks though that it will never last and there's no way I can wear this stuff to school in front of all the guys, even if it meant I get to be with Holly. Oh well, what's important now is I get to that ritual and get it over as soon as possible. Near midnight. I managed to send an emergency text to Roderick. He was too quick to smash my phone out of my hand and throw me and Rolly in the back of his truck. Luckily he didn't bother taking his book so I could scribble down my last will and testament. Some psychopath grabbed us off the street on the way to the ritual. He had a semi-auto pistol, so we didn't dare fight back. I don't know where we're headed, but I have no way of contacting the Goths. My only hope is they somehow hear of what happened before midnight. He said something about a game where only one of us lives while munching on my candy, that bastard. I just want to get out of this alive. I promise I won't hit Manny anymore if I do. Sunday. Rolly's dead. The kidnapper made us fight to the death while he dropped a new weapon into the room every 30 seconds. Rolly has always been bigger than me, so I decided to dodge him until the first weapon dropped in. I could use my speed advantage to get to it first. It was a knife. The type you'd carry on you daily. I lunged to it first and managed to whip it open as Rolly was bearing down on me. A scary sight considering the situation and the fact that we were both still in our costumes. I backed up to get some ground, but then another weapon was dropped in, a machete. I knew I couldn't get to it before Raleigh, so I accepted my fate. Either I somehow stop him from slicing me to pieces and pray the next weapon helps me or I'm dead. Rolly came at me swinging that machete like Jason Voorhees. My hand gripped the knife so tight that it started going numb. I pointed it at him, ready to go out, trying my best. Knife versus machete. Maybe I could grab and block his arm and get him in his fat stomach. Something flew out of my hand, and Rolly stopped dead in his tracks. Blood was pouring out of his neck. He fell to the ground and never got back up. I looked down at the blade in my hand and realized it was just a handle. It was a ballistic knife, and I had accidentally fired it at Rolly's throat when I had a death grip on it. The psycho who had kidnapped us came in, pointed his pistol at me, and said, "Well, we have a winner. Time to get you home." Oh, crap. Home? I'm writing this in the back of his truck on the way, well, hopefully home. For all I know, I could be on to my way to round 2. We're stopped at a gas station right now, and he's inside. My legs are shackled tight, so even if I wanted to try and escape, I couldn't get far. I'm just going to pray that he actually does take me home. My ID was on me, so he should know where to go. Monday. Oh hell, if the day couldn't get worse. He dropped me off at home. Well, what was my home, now it's all burned down. Nothing left but smoke and ash. Luckily, Roger called Mom and Dad last night after my emergency text, and they were down at the police station when it went up in flames, presumably from the goths. Of course Manny somehow got out all by himself. Could at least one thing go right for me? Mom found out about the costumes we wore too, but due to the circumstances, she won't be grounding me for that yet. Hopefully she forgets about it. I'm not going to tell them what happened in that house, especially after they find Rolly's body. The man who kidnapped us was long gone when police arrived. I doubt he'll ever return because they have a sketch of him. Maybe they'll catch him, maybe not, I don't know. All I know is all I can do in times like these is look on the bright side, however dim it may be. Mom bought me huge bags of my favorite candies, and I got to kiss Holly again. She stopped by to check on me after school. Must have heard about the whole thing from the local news or something. Maybe this is the start to a new relationship? Who knew? All you have to do to catch the girl of your dreams is get kidnapped and kill your best friend. I'm going to go play some Call of Duty now. I know it's a washed franchise, but I still love it. The end. And that's the story. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think.